Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about the Portland Trail Blazers, and we're breaking down their draft class. 2 days since the draft, you guys requested the Blazers to be one of the teams that I still do. And let's get right into it. They had two draft picks, and their draft picks were Shaedon Sharpe and my man, Jabari Walker out of Colorado. And let's get right into it. I want to hear your thoughts down below. What you guys think of this draft class, and what would you grade them? I'm a hard grader, so some people might have given them a better grade. Some people might have given them a worse grade, okay? And personally, I think they did a good job. I think I would give them a B, maybe a B+, depending on we don't know what Shaedon Sharpe looks like, but if he looks good in the summer league, I'm going to give him a B+, potentially an A-. And let's get right into it. I want to talk about it. So first off, obviously, the big pick of the night for them, Shaedon Sharpe fell to them the 7. And I've said this before. Shaedon Sharpe could be half a tier lower than what Anthony Edwards' potential and what he is at right now, developing terms wise, just like a little bit less because he's not as much of an athlete and he's not as much of a dog, but he's still really good. And he has the potential to be which is still an all-star player and almost an all-NBA player. So I think he's just a half a tier of his ceiling of being a similar player to Anthony Edwards on the wing. But his floor, which is good that they drafted him at 7, back in 2012, with the 8th pick, the Toronto Raptors drafted Terrence Ross. Terrence Ross is his floor, which people are going to be like, you're really going to compare him to Terrence Ross? No, like Terrence Ross, peak Terrence Ross is, almost a 37% three-point shooter, 42% from the field, gets you a steal a night, 15 to 16 points. That's like peak Terrence Ross. Okay, that's his floor, which is a very high floor, and he's a monster shot creator with a terrific athleticism. The one thing is he hasn't displayed the dog mentality, but we haven't seen him play much. He finishes at the rim, he drives in transition. He also has never been asked to be much of a playmaker or creator for others, and there are some questions with his defense. But the matter that Sharpe never played basketball beyond high school and the AAU levels, and we didn't see him playing against older players in the collegiate level or against professional players, but he did spend half a semester working out and practicing against Kentucky players, which people are overlooking, okay? Like, he did have stuff, and he said he's going to get stronger, he's going to get better, and he's working. And we also never seen him in a situation that isn't entirely built and catered around him since he's bursted onto the scene. So I think the thing is look, Shaedon Sharpe has a skill level of being able to create his own shots and being able to pull up at a high level. Is probably him and Jabari Smith are probably the two best shot creators in this draft class. And I think they could have taken anyone. There was still Dyson Daniels on the floor, and for me, Dyson Daniels was there, but I think Shaedon Sharpe, the fit in terms of fit, a shooter next to Damian Lillard and Jeremy Grant is perfect. Because now you got Dame, you got Josh Hart at shooting guard, or Anthony Simons, because Simons could be the 6th man, which he might be better suited, and Josh Hart at shooting guard. Or you can put Shaedon Sharpe at shooting guard, then Josh Hart at small forward, Jeremy Grant at power forward, and if they bring back Jusuf Nurkic, that's a good center rotation. I personally like that. And people forget, like, they still have, they discovered some talents that people are overlooking on this roster. So last year, and also they're going to cut Eric Bledsoe and save, like $15 million by doing that. They still have Nazir Little, who can play small forward or power forward on this team. So he'll help Shaedon Sharpe back up, combining, Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant, and if Shaedon Sharpe is starting, he can start there. I think it just works out very well for them by having Shaedon Sharpe right there. And they still have Keon Johnson on this team and Justice Winslow. So for me, I think it works out. And they also have Gabe Brown and Trendon Watford, who were pretty good. And they have Brandon Williams still on a 2-way contract, who looked amazing at the time. Not amazing, but like a steal or like a diamond in the rough. And then Jabari Walker, the small ball 5, power forward, 6'8", 19 years old. And he's a great defender and rebounder. But the question is he's a good shooter, but he's kind of streaky at times. And you have to believe that he'll become better at driving and finishing. And he's much more of a versatile roll man off of pick and rolls or pick and pops. And he needs to show that he can kind of make the short roll passing reads and, attack the closeouts better, either in driving kick situations or drive to score. He just can't do much of that right now, but he's still a teenager at 19 years old, 6'8", with like a 7-foot wingspan. He has the defensive versatility that you really like, and he has the skills that if he can just become a catch and shoot guy at the very least, he's a good, useful forward who can knock down his shots at some point. And theoretically, he's going to become more comfortable on offense, and you think he'll be good. So for me, I think they can put him on a two-way contract or he could be on the roster. I think Gabe Brown's earned his roster spot, so I think Jabari Walker will take Gabe Brown's spot in the G League for them. But all in all, I think a B+. I convinced myself.